Okay, here you go, friends. Doc South here with, well, it got so warm today. I was doing carts at the supermarket I work for. That was pretty much my job, my assignment today. It was kind of warm outside. Not bad, I don't think I even broke a sweat pushing carts back and forth. But it was just right. Actually, it was a Goldilocks day. It was just right. And I was out there, I think, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, knocking the carts into the pen, and then when I'd have it full, then they'd have me do some other chore. I know I was cleaning wrought iron tables and working on getting some stuff onto the shelves, and then maybe sweeping the floor, then cleaning the bathrooms, then cleaning the bathroom floor, and just a little bit of everything. And why it's all got to get done. I've had to do worse in my life, trust me. Oh, I can tell you stories. But so it wasn't that bad. Next thing I know, it was quitting time, and I made a few bucks, and well, I'm headed home. I thought I'd show you this. All the while, this was basically my undershirt today. This I don't know, it's some kind of knit shirt. So yeah, it's a sweater, but it's soft. It isn't itchy. And then over that, I would put, depending on how cold it is, I might put another similar shirt on, and then usually a T-shirt. I have one that says "Life is good," which I firmly believe, and I'll put that over. It's a T-shirt, and it holds my core, keeps the heat in around my core. If by chance I have to go work in the frozen food locker, which is very cold. I'm not entirely sure just how darn cold it gets. All I can tell you is it's very cold and windy in there. Big fans and I think, boy, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think we go down to about 20 to 25 below zero. I think. Could be wrong. I might be off on that, but trust me, it's cold. And so I wear all those layers, and then underneath, every day as I put on the first layer, I put this pin on. This pin I got from a lady who was at and I think I've shown you these before, but she was at a like a little car gathering, a cruise night or a cruise afternoon, maybe might have been a small car show. Nothing big, but she was there. And she had a little tent set up so she wouldn't get a sunburn. And she would be making these things, making them. And I remember, and I know I've said this before, but I went up to her and I said, "Gosh, these are sweet. They're nice." And I said, "Can I get one off you?" She says, "Yeah, you can have one here." I said, "Well, no, I want to pay you something for it." She says, "No, you brought the music." And I said, "Yeah, but I got paid to do the music." She says, "Well," she says, "I don't get paid to do these." She says, I don't want to." I said, "But," she says, "No, it's my charity thing. It's what I do for charity. It's how I repay all the good things that have come to me. I do these little pins, here you can see it, to honor our soldiers. And if you want one, you can have one." I said, "Yeah, but I feel like I should." "No," she says, "I don't." She says, "You'd insult me to take money. Think of all the soldiers have given and what many of them have sacrificed and lost, from everything from their lives to a toe. She says they've been away from their families. They've had to perhaps kill someone they probably wouldn't have even wanted to kill if they knew the person, someone on the other side that they might have been friends with back in the day." She says, "Do you understand?" I said, "Yeah, I guess I do." But I said, "I still feel like, don't you need some money for thread?" Oh, she says, "Pshaw," she says, "the threads doesn't cost much at all." I said, "Well, what about the stickers?" She says, "Oh God," she says, "these, you can get these, I think she said you can get these there was some store," she said, where they're next to nothing. And the pins. She says, well, I just glue them on. The glue's not that expensive, and there you are. I might add this thing. I've worn this now for something like 3 years, and it hasn't fallen off on me yet. It stuck me in the shoulder a few times, but other than that. And so I honor this, that lady, by, and I don't even know if she's alive still. I hope she is. She should be. And I, I wear it. That's it. I do sometimes have some with me when I'm DJing, just in case someone else feels the same way, and I'll hand one over. But she had one day, or no, a little later that day, she gave me a fistful of them, and I keep them in my top drawer. But geez, bless her heart, bless her heart. You know, it's nice to know there's people out there that don't give a rat's hiney about money when it comes to being kind somehow. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, these videos in a way are the same thing. I don't see how I could ever make any money off these things anyway. So I kind of decided to let that be. If money comes my way, good. God knows I can use it. But yeah, better to be on the good foot, shall we say? Yes. So, but it's, yeah, I usually keep it right about here. So if I'm doing the Star Spangled Banner or the Pledge of Allegiance, I got it. I can just shift it down a little bit, and it's right in position. Anyway, I'll see you later. God bless. And you don't know how many times I usually give this thing a kiss in the morning, like that, and a kiss goodnight. And there's many a day when I think, oh boy, I might be in a jam here. I give it a little rub. I don't know if it helps at all, but I don't care. It's worth a try. And often it seems like it does help. Go figure. Anyway, I'll see you later. You ought to try to find something like this for yourselves. Yeah, some little good lucky kind of thing you keep in your pocket. I do that with some, I don't have them on me right now, but different rocks I've liked. Yeah, I've picked up and liked, that kind of thing. Found a little tiny silver cross that was on the floor somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it's silver or stainless steel. And I just keep that in my pocket too, with a whole bunch of very old coins. And I do keep a coin in my wallet. I keep a coin in my wallet that's from 200 BC. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, no, that's an oldie. And like that. I think I've shown that to you. Yeah, it's not much to see. It's pretty worn down. And I think back in the day it only cost me $1. It was not necessarily an insanely valuable coin. In fact, I think the guy at Gimbel's in New York City was kind of glad to get rid of it so he could put something on the table or in the display cabinet that maybe he could actually make a commission on. So, in any case, I'll see you later. God bless. And I hope you got some little doodad in your pocket that you kind of keep just in case. Huh? I'll see you later. Bye now.